Have you ever wanted to be little again? Go back to the age where everything seems easy and simple. Well, that's what happened to Regina Hall in this 2019 movie called Little. However, she didn't want to be little again, but she was forced to become her 13-year-old self and relive her 13-year-old preteen life for a little bit. So join me on this episode where we break down I review 2019's Little. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Movie Breakdowns. I'm your host, Ali Zakka. And what is Movie Breakdowns? It's a movie review series where we look at new and old movies, give them a grade, A through L, plus and minuses do count. And if there's a movie you want me to review, let me know. Please put in the comment section below and I'll get to it as quick as I can. Also have a Patreon. And on Patreon, you get first come, first serve. What is a Patreon, you may ask? It's Patreon/Ali Zakka. Now, what else you get besides first come, first serve? You get trailer reactions, trailer reviews, and first thoughts on movies before I do on reviews. Also, you get movie reviews before they come out on YouTube and Facebook months in advance. And on top of that, if there's a movie you want me to review, I get to it like that and put it on Patreon for you to watch probably within a week or so. So yeah, that's the perks of my Patreon. Now, let's get into this episode of Movie Breakdowns review, the 2019 Little. I guess it is Little, but the movie 2019's Little. I keep saying 2019's Little because the movie just names Little. That's the name of the movie, Little. So I gotta let you know what year it is, and it's 2019. As far as the movie, it's a comedy, and according to Google, it's considered a comedy fantasy, and IMDb, I just call it a comedy movie. So I knew what I was getting into watching this movie. I was like, oh, it's a movie about somebody who is this tyrant of a person who steps on everybody, doesn't care about anybody, her employees, friends, anybody, doesn't care about them, and she gets taught a lesson when she becomes her 13-year-old self again. Pretty much what you think it is like any other movie where somebody gets swapped into another body or something happens, or they wish they would be something else, and they do get that wish, and then they learn their lesson and go back to their old selves and as a new person. That's the basic storyline. Nothing new. So I knew going into this movie while I was watching. And I watched this movie with my girlfriend, and yeah, we both enjoyed it. I thought this movie was a good little, Monday night movie. Is it the best thing around? No. Is it the worst thing? No. Do you need to expect, I'm expecting Avengers level kind of comedy, or not Avengers level kind of comedy, but like the other guys kind of comedy? No. You expect the epicness of the Avengers? No. Think of this movie as watching like a more adult Disney movie or a more adult Nickelodeon movie. Nickelodeon is probably around that age, around that range. It's PG-13, and you know what? For what it's worth, I thought the movie did great. The movie had a budget of $20 million and it grossed worldwide $48 million. So it did okay. It did okay. Now, what I didn't like about this movie is my first thoughts, and this review will have spoilers in it. So if you don't like spoilers, cut it off right here or go to the grading at the end of the movie, at the end of the review. But as far as things I didn't like, the movie is an hour and 48 minutes. To me, it's a little too long, maybe 20 minutes longer than it needs to be. An hour and 20 is perfect for this movie. An hour and 48 minutes just seems like it's dragging out. So you have the main plot point of, the tyrant person becomes a younger self again and they learn their lesson. That's the main plot. But then you also have subplots like her assistant learning to become more assertive and not be such a wimp and stand up for herself. So you have that plot. Then you have the plot where Regina Hall character, who her name is Jordan, she goes back to middle school, and the middle school she grew up going to. She should go back to that middle school and meet friends and kind of become an outcast. You have that plot. And then you also have the plot where Jordan has a boy toy who likes her for who she is, and she had to learn to accept him for who he is and not push him away, because she puts up barriers ever since she went through her traumatic experience as a kid. So like you have all these plots, and then you also have the plot of them trying to save the agency they work for with this guy who comes in and he's like the biggest client who's threatened to leave. So you have all these plots going on in this movie that I think a little unnecessary, but they show, the plot shows some character development. I do give that one thing. It wasn't like just dead end plots. They was there to show character development. They was there to give people, get the character a little something more, be like, oh, okay, I can see this, I can get behind these characters. So, storyline. Like I said before, Regina Hall plays a person named Jordan Sanders. I can't say Saunders, but Jordan Sanders. And Jordan, like I said, is a tyrant. She bosses everybody around, doesn't care, puts up walls, pushes people away, and pretty much screams and yells until she gets what she wants. As a kid, she wasn't accepted. She was kind of outcast and had this event that pretty much went awry. And she got injured thanks to some bullies. Her parents told her, when you become the boss, you can bully others. And she was like, okay, I'm going to become a boss so I can bully everybody. And that's what happens. Until she comes across a kid who saw how she was bullying everybody, and Regina's character, Jordan, started bullying the kid. The kid said, I wish you was my age so you know what it's like to get bullied. So the wish happens. She becomes a kid again, which little Jordan is played by Marsai Martin, who does a great job. I thought she did a great job playing a 38-year-old and as a 13-year-old. So give her props to that. But little Jordan goes back to school and goes to all the trials of a 13-year-old again, and learn how it would like to be an outcast and how to stand up for yourself and not be an outcast and inspire other kids in a sense. So it was kind of neat that storyline happened. I felt like the middle school part, because it was like kind of like a homecoming kind of event thing that happens, and it was like not forced into the movie, but it just happened the same time Jordan was a kid again, and she had to teach these kids who were kind of considered like outcasts, like, no, be you. Don't worry about being an outcast. After Jordan learns a lesson of that she should be open to people and not put her barriers up, because in middle school is where her barriers started to come up. So you had that little scene there. And then you had her assistant. Her assistant who kind of be helping along. Let's say Jordan is Batman. Her assistant, who is April Williams, played by Issa Rae, she is Robin. And she does a good job being the supporting character. She had funny moments, and she also was there to kind of help move on the story. When Jordan couldn't be in charge, April took over the agency and tried to do her best to run the agency and be more assertive and set up for her goals and everything. But in the beginning of the movie, she was getting bossed around by Jordan, and then she kind of becomes more the boss as the movie goes on, and Jordan and April kind of see each other eye in eye and become friends. It's pretty cool setup. It's neat. It's neat. It's nice. Nice storyline. It's a fun movie. You know what you're getting yourself into. Like, you're not expecting the greatest thing in the world, but also you're not expecting, it's not the worst thing in the world. And I laughed. There's some jokes in it. Thought some funny parts. The movie gets some chuckles. So as a comedy movie, it does its job. It's a neat little movie. Now, it is long. I would say that it's a little bit too long, and there's so many different plots that didn't need to really be there. One of the cool things I did like about this movie is that it was based in Atlanta. I don't get to watch that many movies where Atlanta is a focal point, and I thought that was neat that this movie is based in Atlanta. So give it props to that. Let's go ahead and get into characters. Regina Hall and Marsai Martin, who plays Jordan Sanders, I thought they did great. They did phenomenal. Like, big Jordan, little Jordan. Now, Regina Hall would say it was kind of hard for me to look at her as a serious character, because I've seen her in so many comedy movies. To see her as a serious character, kind of like, I'm not buying into it. But you know what? I'm here for it. And Marsai, she was fun. She was a fun character. fun person to play, you know, Jordan. Thought she did great. April Williams as Issa Rae, or April Williams played by Issa Rae. Thought she did great. She was cool. She was goofy at times. She did great. Let's see, who else I really want to point out. The kids, J.D. McCrary, Tucker Meek, and Tyler Tran, who play Isaac, Devin, and Raina, thought they did great. Marley Taylor, who played Stevie, I thought she did great too. I thought the kids did great in this movie. I didn't have a problem with them. They wasn't on screen long enough really for you to really get annoyed at them, but they was all enough for you to enjoy their presence. And of course they had like a dance number where they did all the TikTok, all the Fortnite, all the other dances out there. So it's a very modern movie. One shout out is that Therese Ellis Ross plays Homegirl, which is like a Alexa kind of house thing. Give a shout out to her. She did great. And then Tone Bell, who played Preston, thought he did good. And Luke James, I caught a discount. Jason Derulo, who played Trevor, he did great as well. I think Luke James was going for a Jason Derulo kind of person, so it kind of worked. Thought it was fun. Any other thoughts? No, it's just a fun comedy movie that I think, you know, if you're not doing anything, throw it on, watch it, enjoy it. Is it a Friday night movie? No? Grading time. I'm going to grade the movie Little from 2019 a C. It's a C movie, fun comedy movie to watch and enjoy, popcorn flick. You know, don't put your expectations super high, and you won't be really disappointed about it. You actually enjoy the movie. Kind of reminds me of a Nickelodeon Disney movie, PG-13. Kids can enjoy it. Middle schoolers enjoy it. So yeah, it's a C movie, and thought it was great. You know, thought it was great for what it was. Yes, it's long. Yes, there's so many plots, and I think everything else gets wrapped up nicely at the end of the movie. After Jordan learns her lesson, she still holds on to a little bit of her old self, which I thought was neat. But she's still learning. She's learning how to accept others and how to be friends and how to share and how not to be a tyrant. So I thought that was kind of neat. But she still has some of her core values that she adopted over so many years. Like, I like the fact that it wasn't she went back to being normal at the end of the movie and flipped like that. No, she's still herself. She's just learning how to become more open. So I thought that was pretty neat. So yeah, I give this movie a C. If you've seen 2019's Little, what did you think? Please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Movie Breakdowns, and keep being awesome. Thank you guys for watching this episode. I really appreciate it. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Also, you want to see what else I'm doing in my normal life and other things that's going on, please follow me on Instagram at Ali_Zakka. I'll put it right here around my face. Yep, right there. Also, if you want more episodes of Movie Breakdowns or Grind Towards Success or whatever it is I'm doing on YouTube, you know what? Follow my page right here, like I said before, the little comment thing right there, And then you can watch the last episode of Movie Breakdowns right here, and watch the last episode of Grind Towards Success right there. Other than that, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all. See y'all next time, and keep being awesome.